Hello my fiery friends, the Infernoman here with our latest gameplay and exhibition video to show you. In this series, we highlight a random deck on MTG Arena, and it can range from a spicy homebrew to a tier 1 meta deck that's hot on ranked. And if you do like these videos and anything I do, all I ask for you is to give a like on this video and subscribe to the channel so you can enjoy everything from my gameplay, deck techs, booster pack openings, and so much more. If you do like the deck, I will leave a link in the details below so you can give it a spin on Arena for yourself. Keep in mind that these videos will be pure gameplay, no commentary style, so you can enjoy the game, and if you want to, you can see my final thoughts on this deck at the end of the match. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started.
Notions of morality. All that matters is power. Pleasure doing business. No one beats me and survives.
And there you have it, everybody. That is our Rally the Dead combo for you. So my final thoughts I was going to say on this after playing around with it is, wow, this deck is actually pretty solid even at budget level, which I was really happy to know. So obviously you want to try to maximize your graveyard before you can cast your Rally the Ancestors. To do that, you'll want to have copies of Stitcher Supplier and Mire Triton to fill the graveyard. As you're doing so, you want to slowly try to drain out your opponent using your Wayward Servants, using your Corpse Knights, and a single copy of Bastard of Remembrance to ensure that we can slowly whittle our opponent down, so that way we can get the most out of Rally the Ancestors in case we can't get enough creatures into the graveyard. As far as other cards to help us build up some value, you have Shambling Ghast. Hopefully we can get a treasure token off of that. You will then get some card advantage using your Deadly Dispute and your Filemire Knight. Fellstinger provides a good attacker and also allows us to draw some cards while we exploit one of our other creatures, hopefully again that Ghast Supplier or even the Knight, to maximize their value. And then if we can't get the Rally the Ancestors off in the main deck, you have a single copy of Lord of the Accursed. Not really a major thing for us because we'd want to try to focus less on the beatdown and more of the combo. However, it doesn't hurt, of course, to attack and be a little aggressive in order to possibly get those cards into the graveyard. And then again, hopefully Rally the Ancestors can provide for us the quick victory. Our only slight backup plan to that will be Call of the Death Dweller. Not a full, obviously, Rally the Ancestors, but it can give us a couple of extra creatures back to maximize our value for anything else that we may have tossed in there that we may need at a moment's notice, such as getting that back, that Lord of the Accursed, or getting back our Fellstinger, or if we have to, any combination of our other cards. Your land base is going to be pretty cut and dry since we are on a budget, so some plains, swamps, the Godless Shrines, and the Obscura storefronts, just to not only get something out on the field, but also to gain us a little bit of life in the process. For your sideboard, if you're playing best of 3, Deafening Silence are going to be here to prevent your opponents from comboing off. Your Duresses are there for the controlled matchups. If you're trying to fight enemy graveyard shenanigans, Tormod's Crypts, your Infernal Grasps are going to be here as your catch-all for destroying any kinds of individual creatures out there. The loss in life, however, is not a big deal for us, mostly just because we have so much life gain in this deck. Fractures, of course, to pick off anything else that's not creature related. Another Lord of the Accursed if you want to focus a little bit more on the beatdown plan. And Liliana, Death's Majesty, is our only other mythic in the deck, which does a great job of synergizing with everything we're doing. Creates us some zombies and mills us some cards in the process. But otherwise, that's basically it for the overall deck. My only, again, final thoughts are, it's a solid, fun deck when it goes off, but you got to make sure that your opponent has tapped out before you do the rally. Also, be careful when you do cast it. If you cast it at the wrong moment, which you don't intend to, remember, it will exile your creatures at the beginning of your next upkeep. So be very careful as to when you're timing that. However, if you are a fan of this style of deck and say like you want to upgrade it, hold on for 1 second and let's show you for my true fiery friends out there who are still watching at this point. But otherwise, what you see on screen right now are going to be the upgrades to the deck. These are my personal upgrades for you. If you think that you might want to do something else, be sure to, just play around with it, give yourself a little bit of time to experiment and see what you can come up with. But otherwise, my main focus was to have a better set of 1-drops and to have a slight bit of actual removal in the main deck while, of course, upgrading the mana base. Anything else in the sideboard is just gravy on top. But otherwise, focus as always, and I'm going to say this a million times, I know you're all sick of it, but again, upgrade your mana base first. You do that first, no matter what kind of janky cards you're casting, at least you can cast them. That's basically my final thoughts with that. But otherwise, what do you think? You tell me in the comments below. Are you a fan of unconventional style tribal decks, such as zombies, which, well, like actually, now that I think about it, it's actually pretty consistent for zombies to always keep coming back, so it's actually on flavor. But otherwise, hope you guys enjoyed this, and again, if you do build this deck, I can assure you, you will not be disappointed.
That's all I have for you today. Thanks again for watching, everyone, and just remember that no matter what you do play in the game of life, always be sure to burn bright. Later!